Hello viewers, I am Dr. Sirisha, gynecologist from Magira Fertility Hospital. Today I would like to talk about the importance of uterine cavity in conception. So as you all know, uterine cavity is a collapsed cavity between the anterior and posterior uterine wall. So the normal shape of a uterine cavity is an inverted pear shape. Any abnormality in the uterine cavity leads to the failure of the implantation of the embryo, or if at all the embryo implants, it can lead to the implantation failure. That means a miscarriage or a preterm labor. So when does this uterine cavity gets disturbed? So the first and foremost reason is the congenital malformation of the uterus. So that we can see in the Mullerian anomalies. So as you all know, the two Mullerian ducts gets fused to form one uterus. So any disturbance in this fusion will leads to the Mullerian anomalies, that is called as a congenital uterine anomalies or congenital uterine malformations. So that we can commonly seen in a biconjugate uterus, uniconjugate uterus, septate uterus or subseptate uterus. And the most common acquired anomaly is the acquired Asherman syndrome. So the Asherman syndrome is nothing but the adhesions between the anterior and posterior uterine wall. So that Asherman syndrome can be seen in the infections like tuberculosis, schistosomiasis or a pelvic inflammatory diseases, or in procedures like an excessive curettage during the dilatation and curettage procedure that we usually do in an MTP as a part of the MTP procedure. So these are the common things. So the next common thing will be the septate or a uterine cavity malformation or distortion due to a submucosal fibroid or intramural fibroid or an adenomyosis. So how should we diagnose these uterine cavity anomalies? The common available source is the transvaginal ultrasound or an MRI or a diagnostic hysteroscopy. It can be an office hysteroscopy or a therapeutic hysteroscopy. So the diagnosis along with the therapeutic hysteroscopy will solve many of the issues. So like subseptum can be excised, submucosal polyp can be removed, or the submucosal fibroid can be removed through hysteroscopically, or a focal adenomyosis or a intramural fibroid can be addressed through hysteroscopy or laparoscopy. So removal of these fibroids will restore the normal uterine cavity. So how to treat the Asherman syndrome. So the Asherman syndrome, you have to first break the adhesions and keep a inert catheter or a inert balloon or a inerted non-medicated IUD in that is nothing but intrauterine device to prevent the further adhesions. And the thin endometrium should be addressed with the hormone replacement therapy. That means we have to grow the endometrium giving a sequential hormones like estrogen and progesterone for a period of 6 to 8 months. This will prevent the adhesions and restore a normal uterine cavity. So a normal uterine cavity is a must for an embryo implantation and embryo growth till the maturity, that is till the delivery. Thank you for patient listening.